Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of CLX Founder Live, where we go deep inside your basic nightmares and make them even worse. I'm your host, DJ Blue PDX, and joining me live from our studios in Wichita, Kansas, are these guys behind me. Oh, no, wait, that's those guys on the screen. That's our lead technical expert, Paul Steffens, who has returned from his sabbatical, and Zach Killingsworth, our lead technical expert. Today, we bring back ZombieCon, or what we like to call, hold on,
Computer Shop
Oracle.
There we go. So the
Oracle.
is now available for you to order, and anytime you want to try and order the
Oracle,
then we're gonna make that noise
on that button.
So, right? So, all right, gentlemen, we've got a fun case, and this is a little bit different than the original Oracle that we did last year. So, walk us through what's changed.
All right, so what's
different?
new with the Oracle this year is we're offering it on the Evolve X2 here, obviously in black, as it's got to be. But we do offer it in the smaller case as well, the 011.
the
EVO
RGB.
Yep, so if you liked it last year, you liked that case, you can still get that. But this Evolve X2, we're also offering it in this case this year as well. So I'll do a quick rundown of the specs, DJ. We good to start that and get going?
Yes, go for
Alrighty.
it.
All right, so going inside this creepy Oracle, starting out with our processor, we've got the Intel Core i9-14900KF. To cool that, we've got our Trix 360 AIO. Now we got a special Oracle surprise for you on this Trix, so just make sure you stick around and see this thing turned on. For our motherboard, we've got the Asus TUF Gaming Z790-Plus with Wi-Fi. And for our memory, we've got 2 sticks of Patriot 16 gigabyte DDR5 5600 speed, so a total of 32 gigs of RGB memory in this build. For our storage drive, we have a 1 terabyte ADATA 800 gold NVMe M.2, and for our video card, we've got an RTX 5070. Now we are going to be using a Founders Edition for this build, which is a darker color, so it should stay on theme.
Okay.
For our fans, we've got 7 of our GameDS ALS M2s in black, and for our power supply, we've got the GameDS 850 watt Helios P2 80 plus gold power supply.
Let's go.
All right.
There we go. Oh, let's see here. Foxtrot, welcome in. Glad to have you over there on the right side. Yeah, we had to restart stream. Unfortunately, so what most people aren't aware of is we kind of made a thing that happened. And so anytime we have an Oracle build, technology tends to just be like, oh my God, what the? And yeah, nothing seems to work. So we had to restart it. We're good. We did a quick little exorcism, and we're golden. We're golden. Big shout out to Nicole and Kyle for this, because this, when this premiered last year, was freaking awesome. Yeah. And the original giveaway. Here's a fun thing: the original giveaway that we did for the Oracle came with it was a hand. What would you call it? Burned?
Yes.
Wood burned. Wood burned.
A wood burned planchette.
Yeah.
So anybody who's ever played with a Ouija board knows that if you set that thing down, you need to planch it too in order to talk to the ghosts and goblins and ghouls. So it'll be interesting. Foxtrot mentioned was Trout on Twitch died. Yeah, that's Foxtrot. I see what you did there. There's no ads on YouTube. Okay, there we go. Oh, good Lord, you beat me to it, Ivory. All right. By the way, if there's any terms or things that you don't understand today, it's important that you ask the questions, because that gives us opportunity to answer your questions. There you go. There's Scarecrow. He and Nicole put this whole thing together, which is fan-bloody-tastic. Time to do that this year's been busy. Listen, hey, it is busy, and it also leads to the whole, the lineage of the first one is the first one. And there you go. Okay. Now, as we're getting this out, we got a whole bunch of fun things to put in this thing right here. Okay, so first of all, we got our Tough Gaming Asus motherboard. It is a Z790 Plus Wi-Fi. Not only does it come with the heat shielding you need for your M.2s, as well as your North Bridge, but it's also got South Bridge as well. And we've got a bunch of connectivity opportunities for you here. That's one of the things I love about the Tough Gaming boards. They connect like wild. And they've got a button. See the button? Push the button. There we go. All right, starting from the very top. We have got ourselves our HDMI and display ports, obviously. Down below there, we are going to have our 4 USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports. Those are all Type A's. Then we've got 3 USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports. 2 of them are Type A's, 1 of them are Type C's. And then you've got your 1 USB 3.2 Gen 2 by 2 port. That is a 20 gig up and down. And that is going to be that very nicely marked USB-C. Then you get your Wi-Fi antenna and your audio array, and that is how you get to play. Aha. Okay. So, who in chat's actually planning on ordering an Oracle? Look, all of those guys are trying to order an Oracle. Look at all those hands. I'd say it's pretty popular.
They want it.
I'm so glad to bring back the zombie background. Oh, Lord. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. All right, so now we've got to get this thing to have a brain. Brains. We like to eat the brains. And that is going to be an Intel Core i9-14900KF. Now, I have the 1300KF, so this is even better. Paul, tell me about this processor.
This is a 24-core, 32-thread processor. You got 8 performance cores with hyper-threading and then 16 efficiency cores alongside with that. Has a base speed of 3.2 and it will boost all the way up to 6.0. So blazing fast processor. Gonna game, stream, edit, do all the fun stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. Now, it does have a KF moniker to it. So there are 3 versions of processors. There's the regular. Then, there's 4. There's the regular. There's the K. There's the KF. And there's the SE. The special edition? Or was that?
KS,
No.
just a S. Yeah.
The KS. Got it. Okay. Can you tell us what the difference is between all those different things? Because a lot of letters that don't belong in geometry.
So the K is probably the most common, which means unlocked, so you can overclock it. The F is somewhat of a newer thing. It's been out for a few years, but it means the processor does not have onboard video, so you won't be able to use your video outputs on your motherboard, which is typically fine in a gaming build because you have a video card to give yourself video, so you don't need that. So it's a good way to save some money if you don't need that capability on there. And the S is just a special edition that's usually clocked insanely high. They don't do it every time, but it's becoming more common.
Real quick, Foxtrot over there on the red side said, what's its L3 cache? That is an excellent question.
I do not have that on the top of my head, but I will find out for you.
Yeah. We're going to use the Go Ogly. Le Mans 91 overclock? Yes, you can overclock. I love it. So, and you can actually, when ordering a PC, you can have us overclock not just the CPU, but we can overclock the GPU as well. Things to think about. I'm on a generation behind that processor, and I'm still on a 3090, and I still load in before everybody else. It's fantastic. Overclock speeds up that hurts. Yes, it does. Processors have a base speed. Yes. Why are we talking about watches? Oh, because I got a new watch. Sorry, I didn't. My friend Todd got it for me. It's to track my blood pressure and things and whatnots. And I was like, all right, well, I've never had a digital watch like this before. So why not? So, now, one of the things you've been watching happen is that you've been seeing Zach as he put that bracket in through the back of the motherboard, which is where it's supposed to go, and it started hooking up what we call the pump. So, the pump is what actually pushes the rotates and circulates the liquid inside of the radiator for the AIO. Now, some of you might be asking, what's an AIO? And I'm going to say, Paul, what is this Trix 360 Panorama SE Black?
All right, so this AIO that Zach's installing here, AIO stands for all-in-one. So this is our liquid cooler that's going to be cooling our processor. So we've got our pump mounted right there. Pretty easy to mount these. Most AIOs come with a few different sets of hardware to go with the different motherboard chipsets or socket types. So you just grab the ones that match your motherboard, and then after that, you're pretty much good to go. Now we do still have to install our radiator. You can see Zach getting the bracket for this chassis in there. This chassis is a little unique into where that we put this bracket on, and this goes in between the radiator and the fans. Most times we put the fans on just to the radiator and then we screw it in from the other side, but this case is a little unique.
Unique. Now, Fights asked a good question. Says, I can see that, but for me personally, I think having integrated graphics in any build is good. It's a great diagnostic tool for when you are not certain if the GPU is the issue. And my response is, I agree with that. I was looking when I did my KF, I was looking for a way to reduce temperature, right? Just to kind of back it up as much as possible, because I was used to a PC that was constantly overheating. And in hindsight, that's valid, but that's just for me. Paul?
Yeah, it's always great to have onboard graphics for your troubleshooting needs, but that's just if you value that, you can get the non-F model. But if that's not something you're too keen on and you want to save the money, or maybe you got an extra video card to troubleshoot with, you can go with the F.
Yes, and you know what? All the people behind me went with F. Like frightening. All right. Now, speaking of things that are not frightening, is how we're going to cool our CPU. Obviously, I told you about the pump and the reservoir, which is the radiator. Now, we got to figure out a way of cooling the liquid that's going through the radiator. And so to do that, we're going to be adding 3 of our 7 GameDS Aeolus M2 Black RGB fans. Now, Paul, you have a really, really good concept in theory on, oh dear God, on fans. And I just read a comment and I'm just like, all right, I'm going to get to you in just a second there, Lemo. So as far as fans go, when you're adjusting it and attaching it to attaching fans to your radiator, what's the best direction to put them in?
So typically you're going to be attaching fans on just one side of your radiator, and you want them to be pushing air through the radiator. So what you guys are seeing right now, the top of these fans is where air is going to be coming in. It's going to be pushing it through the radiator and out the top of the case. You can set these fans up in the other way, and they'd be pulling air through, and that still works, but it just doesn't cool as great as having air being pushed through.
Yes, agreed. And let's see here. Over on the red side, I want to get Lemo's questions answered. So currently Lemon is running a Radeon RX 580 Ryzen 7 2700, 16 gigs of memory, and 1.8 terabyte disk. So your question is, it's your first PC ever. Gotcha. Well, I'm very glad that it's working. And Fights mentions, looks like a page from an old AMD video card. What the hell? True. Okay. What are you putting together? Hello, Krampus. Welcome. This is actually a marketing build because we want to showcase the return
of the Oracle.
And every time we've had this in the studio, it's created some sort of technological shenanigans.
Nice.
Nope, that was the wrong button. I meant to hit the mute button so I could cough, and I completely screwed that up.
Sure.
I am so sorry. Everybody's like, Jesus. All right, so next up is going to be our RAM. We're going to be ramming into this. This is kind of our consciousness thinking. We're going to get 2 16 gig sticks of Patriot DDR5 5600 Vipers. Okay, not just standard, they're Vipers. That's going to be 32 gigs total. We're going to put that into slots 2 and 4. And if you're just building a brand new PC yourself, keep in mind, when you put your RAM in, the first slots it needs to go in is 2 and 4. Paul, why is that?
That is what our motherboard manual tells us to do. It's probably where the CPU looks first, and so that's why we want to use those channels. But we just always want to follow what our motherboard manual tells us.
Yes. By the way, Moonman59 has a comment for Zach. Says, what's up, Zach? PC is almost here. Really excited to see it in person. Ooh. Did you put together their PC? Ah, yeah.
So
that's fantastic.
We weren't able to stream last Thursday, but I do some special stuff back at my desk, and I was able to stream from my desk to the customer that we were supposed to build on Thursday, and they were at the hospital because they had a baby. They had just had a baby boy.
Oh my God!
So his wife had a baby, and he had a computer. And, you know, it's the best of all worlds.
Congratulations!
Yes.
Oh, that is so amazing, Moonman. Congratulations. I don't. Is it your first, or are you adding to the family? Because adding to the family means I know what the sleep schedule is going to look like.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's what I told him. He had just woken up
if
from a nap, and I was like, that sounds like not a whole lot more of those left.
Yeah, but if it's your first, I need you to be very aware that sometimes they just scream to make noise.
They're just wanting to play video games. They're just wanting to sit in your lap and watch you play video games.
As somebody who was a nanny of a family of 6, the youngest was just shy of a year old when I started. The oldest was 15 and learning to drive. So I had kind of a brood to take care of. Yeah, the I gotta change the diaper schedule is alarming. Let's see here. Fight says your resistance to squirrel brain is amazing. I'll be very honest. I am doing my best right now. Normal when you technological shenanigans. That's normal when you're in this job. What is so bad about it above normal? It's worse in their teenage years. Yes, that's an obvious. It's their second one. Okay, so you've got the basics down. You already know your schedule. You're already ready to go. That's good. And hopefully you didn't get rid of all the other kids, your first kid stuff, because there's clothes and toys to be reused.
Carryover, hand-me-downs.
Okay. Yes. Jumping over to the Twitch side, I've got to back up here real fast. Okay. We've got Joey Wheels in the house. What up, Joey? Yo, Krampus just purchased one. Yeah, dog. Let's go.
Nice.
Let's go. Now, anybody who gets orders or receives, there's so many ways to put that, a CLX PC, right? Here's the fun part. In our Discord at discord.gg/CLX Gaming, there's an entire thread just for you to post the pictures of your CLX PC in its environment, where it sits, where it's going to produce all of the incredible entertainment that you're going to get from it. So please, I would love to see that. That would be fantastical. Okay, now, as we also were talking about with fans. Oh, nope, I didn't finish all the comments. Under something, rotary phone or Nokia brick. Dear God, if you unearthed either of those, I'm gonna laugh because
the Nokia rotary.
Okay. Or just like the rotary phones or Nokia, like the old phones that would be hooked up to that giant brick thing that, good God, it's just terrible. Yeah, that's the thing. So I still have a 6185. And if you are OG like me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So December, you should do a Krampus theme build. Oh my God. Yo. Kyle?
You guys are just wanting the Monster Mash themes.
This could be cool and crazy and droopy and bloody. It'll be great. DJ, it was a Sony Ericsson Walkman side phone. Oh God, do you remember those?
Oh,
I remember those. That is the thing. Foxtrot's got an AM5.
The little orange guy.
Well, and when cell phones first came out, when I was in the Navy, and we're talking, this is 94-ish, 94, 95. we had something called, well, the military had something called track phones. And those are basically satellite connected. You can connect to anybody, anywhere, all the time. It was $1 a minute. But I got to say hi, Mom.
$1 a minute.
Adam and Pizza Boy. Basically one of those situations. If you don't know that commercial, then you have no idea what I'm talking about. I have a rotary phone. If I come to DreamHack, I will bring it so you can use it as a paperweight. That would be fantastic to just... Actually, would be really fantastic is to let Kyle color it, right? You know, and make it a unique CLX rotary phone.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I need to change out my CPAP mask. Sorry.
Why?
I'm just... Well, because there's like a redness wherever the mask is, and I didn't have the mask on since like 4 a.m. And it's still there. I think I'm allergic to something.
Uh-oh.
Who else has a CPAP? That stands for constantly pissing at people. No, that's not what it stands for. I was going to say constantly pissing off people. That's a CPAP. Listen, it's not a fun thing to use, but I sleep much better, and I am so much nicer to people because of it. You're welcome.
Nice.
I'm sacrificing that for the team. Let's see here. It's actually brilliant. I hope I go to DreamHack now. That'd be fantastic, dude. That'd be fantastic. You have a Bakelite rotary phone sat in our attic. Oh God. I remember the first time we got a phone that had call waiting, and then we got, you got the box ones that had the voicemail things involved. But at first we had answering machines. The one thing answering machines never could do is tell you where to put your standoffs when you're installing a motherboard. So, Zach, walk me through the process.
Yes, so down here we do have a little star constellation. If we was to be installing a MATX motherboard of some sorts, we do have extra standoffs to accommodate for that. But this being a full-size ATX, we are going to utilize the proper 9. That's what they're called. Is the proper 9. And yeah. Easy,
All right.
easy.
Well, there we go. Get that installed down there. Now, when you're installing your motherboard, please make sure you've got your pump positioned in the right spot. So notice how the pot is on the side, but towards the upper side. Paul, why is that a good practice?
So in this case, we need it to be on that side for a couple of reasons, but the main thing we want is our tubes to be above the pump. So in any case, any design, you want to have these tubes above the pump if you can, and that's because there's always a small amount of air in these AIOs, and we don't want that to get to the pump.
There you go. Fight says, the old voicemail joke was great, though. Press 1 for the person who thinks they're the boss. Press 2 for the boss. Marriage life. Here we go. So, really, really funny. I used to work for US West, which was part of Mobile back in the 90s, before everything got quested out. And when I was working there, I got introduced to somebody who does VRUs, voice response units. So I did the message for one of the messages for AT&T Wireless. It was message PT42. And it was the most annoying thing ever because I chose to go with a straight flat check instead of royalties, which was like 0.14 cents per play. I did the wrong thing because guess what I constantly heard was my voice always saying, the AT&T customer you have called is unavailable or outside of the coverage area. Message PT42.
Yeah.
And I had to listen to myself so many times, these guys are angry behind me. There we go. Now, getting this up in here. One of the cool things about this case, and I absolutely adore it, is the foot. What would you call that, Paul? It's a foot, right?
I'd call it a pedestal. I'm going to use a fancy word. This right here.
So this is well, I'm assuming that it's non-electric inducing, right?
Right.
So here's the best part. We've talked a lot on the show over the last couple of years about where to put your PC when you get it. And some people just want to put it on the floor and in your bedroom on carpet, which can cause issues. But this case eliminates the need for that because it already does it for you. And it's hella important. Paul?
Yeah, you could put this thing in an inch of standing water and be all right. Probably don't do that. But
That is not recommended. Please do not do that. Let's see here. Got a quick question. I ordered a search.
You'd want to set it in a bowl of holy water.
There you go. Yeah, true.
Real quick question from Moonman. Says, got a quick question. I ordered a surge protector through y'all. Will that ship when the PC ships too?
Yes.
Ooh, good question.
Yes, it will. There might be some. This won't be for yours, but if you did order some other weird thing that we didn't have in stock or whatever, sometimes we might have to like drop ship it. But no, we have those in stock. It'll ship with your PC.
Let's see here. And Nady Realmente says, hi, sexy PC builder guys. Hello. How you doing? Yeah, but no, like if you have shag carpeting or really, really plush carpeting and you're going to sit it down there, this actually is the case that would be the perfect one because you're not worrying about electrostatic discharge. Now, electrostatic discharge is something to be concerned about at certain times in certain environments and for certain reasons. So, Paul, walk me through that.
So for preventing electrostatic discharge, your case is pretty much solid. It's the whole thing will ground itself, so you don't have like a anti-static mat like we do or a wrist strap or something like that. You can just touch the side of the chassis, but once you have the panels on and everything, you really don't have to worry about it. I mean, I wouldn't be like running through the house with socks and on the carpet and touching your power supply or anything like that, but it's generally safe.
Dope. Paul's back from a secret mission. Yes, Shane, he is. And we have not gotten an update as to where he was, but we do know he was somewhere.
Can't tell you. It's a secret. And
Winter says, where does one get the game code that was said to come with the PC?
So if it didn't get in your email, just reach out to our support team. They will send it to you. The game codes can get kind of weird with how we have to, or how you have to activate them just from how we get them. So if you didn't get it, Winter, just reach out to us on support and we'll get you taken care of.
Also, mad love to Winter 501st, another one of my mods who has been with the Respawn All-Stars for some time. I'm so excited that he finally got that PC. It's going to be awesome. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Indian Temperance, another of my mods, says, yeah, if you put it in an inch of standing water and the bottom fans are intake, it's picking up some droplets way too much. Listen, please, please don't put your PC in water.
It's a swamp cooler, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, no, don't put it there. Like, I have my PCs up on bracers because the just in case the basement were to ever flood. I don't think it would because we got that bitch sealed, but sorry, we've got the basement sealed.
That's what I heard.
Self-editing. And that was my neurologist. Yay! I gotta have a brain scan. How would a PC do on dried ice? Well,
do really well.
My question is, how are you gonna are you using paper towels or towels to dry the ice?
Lots of paper towels. Lots and lots of paper towels. Like so many, it is scary.
Fide's bringing up a great a great point. Is that just please don't put your stuff in water, but you can cool it in certain circumstances with mineral oil. How does that work, Paul?
So mineral oil is non-conductive, so it won't short out anything.
But you just gotta pour a bunch of baby oil in there.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is P. Diddy had the opportunity for a whole lot of cooling systems.
You could have filled up a lot of cases.
I feel like he created a lot of cases.
Got him.
Oh God! All right. Yes. Can you imagine that? Hi, we're looking to do an entire batch of mineral oil cooled PCs. Who's got the evidence locker for P. Diddy? Questions? Okay. Nady Realmente says, do you think with the rise of AI, we will see innovation in gaming graphics in the coming years? I think we already have started that. I think from a innovation standpoint, I think that I think AI has a potential to help fix things faster than you might do in a dev. But the flip side is that I don't know. I have my mixed feelings about AI, because AI, when it comes to creation and voiceover, I'm like, you're using somebody else's voice at all times. This is not a voice that was ever originally factored in. It's an amalgam. But Paul, thoughts on that?
I don't think AI is that big of a deal. I don't think we're going to do much with it.
Have you not seen Terminator?
I'm not worried.
Oh my goodness! Right? He's like, yeah.
We just call them all Gary.
Bruh.
We're good. Yeah. That's all they want. That's all the robots want. They just want a name. They don't want to be numbered. They want a name. The name is Gary.
Mm-hmm. There we go. That's my stepdad's name, actually. All right. Now, one thing to really point out, because with it's unique for the trikes, 360 Panorama SE in black, is you'll notice the cap. So there's the pump that's underneath the cap, and then you see the little L-shaped cap that Zach just put on. That is actually an LED screen.
A 2K.
A wraparound that you can either use as one whole screen or use as two different screens, which is awesome. And I'll be very honest, should I ever get one of these, I'm going to put eyeballs on either side so it looks like it's staring at me. And then I can look at my PC and say, how you doing? That wink will get the PC pregnant. That's a lie. All right, now we're looking on the back here. Now, one of the cool things about this case is that it's not it's not entirely with the motherboard isn't entirely on the back. It's very slightly shifted forward to make room for cable management. So, Zach, walk me through what needs to be considered when you're putting your cable management together.
Yes, so we have already done all of our case cables here. Our case cables are these guys right here, which is going to be some USB headers and some fun stuff down there. So all of those are plugged in, the HD audio. And then the other group of cables that I have is my fan hub. Got the cables there and up here. And then the last group of cables we will install will be all of these fun guys right there.
Nice. Let's see here. So, Foxtrot. All right. Let's see here. AI is going to move toward neuromorphic processing. That said, world building models may drive some games that are imagined on the fly, but such models. Interesting. You're self-promoted an AI guy? Teach me, senpai.
So it's Sword Art Online? That's what's happening?
That'd be cool.
I'll tell you what's happening is I don't have one of those shirts, Zach.
Hey.
Zach.
DJ. Let me grab my Paul's jacket behind us.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Oh yeah, that also is so awesome. That's such a rad shirt. And jacket. That's wicked. Okay. Is this an AMD or Intel? This is an Intel build, Demindred.
Jeez.
Whack!
Workman's comp.
Yeah.
Paul beat me up.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Paul hit me with the
Never
saw
wants
shaker.
to tear all the way.
Right. I'm not that good at tearing him all the way either, so I blame it on the box.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a good question that Demindred asks is, I'm sure NVIDIA's 2-slot 5090 is AI generated.
I think all cards today have some sort of AI stuff built in with them.
Yep. Oh no! Which one? Winter says the Dago got to one of my CLX hats. I got sad. Oh, negatory, good buddy. I will say I'm so looking forward to my wool knit cap. Because it gets cold in the winter, and it's already getting cold here. I don't know how cold it's getting for you guys. Are you still in the warm months, or?
Yeah, it's still warm. It'll warm back up a little bit. We're in like the 80s, upper 70s.
Got it. We are upper 70s, lower 80s during the day, but during the night, we're getting down into the upper 40s, lower 50s. So, what in the name of good Lord, that looks awesome!
Tarnation.
What? All right. So this is, of course, an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5070 12 gig by our friends over at GeForce. This is a Founders Edition. This is what the original cards look like before companies start pulling them apart and putting them back together again. I'm loving the fact that it looks like all recycled packaging.
Yeah, I believe so.
Is that plastic or paper?
Paper. Thick paper.
That's fantastic. Also, I found out something that I could do that was helping, and then I realized I'm not helping the environment at all, is that with all of the packaging for PC stuff and things that happen, I can take all the paper packaging and put it in the recycle bin, or use it as kindling for a fire.
My favorite.
And I realized burning into the atmosphere is probably not helpful either. So what we're looking at right here is the 5070 RTX. This is the way it's originally designed as a 2-fan system. Paul, walk me through it.
So smaller card, which I like, good size. It's pretty heavy, so we got a good cooler on there. 3 display ports, 1 HDMI coming out, and yeah, dual fan model.
Let's see here. Oh, Foxtrot mentions GPUs are really good at the math needed to train or run models, but memory slash fast processors mean it considers your prompt and answers more quickly. Interesting. Jumping over to Fives on the Kick side, says Intel builds are always liquid cooling so we can boil tea. And its true video cards use some measured AI, but AMD is the least of that group. Well, that's an interesting perspective. Winter says it's a black hat. Oh no. Bad Panda.
Rip.
All right. So let's talk about that real quick. The relevance or representation of AI in graphics cards. I mean, you're much more of an expert than I am, Paul.
So the most like recent thing I've seen is like the AI frame generation from NVIDIA, which is like upscaling and just generating more frames that way. I did that with DLSS 5? Is it 4 or 5? I can't remember the most recent one, but that's when we were doing a bunch of like Marvel Rivals testing. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I know the 30 series cards have bare minimum when it comes to the AI side of assistance on that level. I know the 40 and 50 series cards are continuing to just blow away the market. Yeah, and that's an interesting thing, Foxtrot. Foxtrot brings up a very good point. Is that the GPUs are what are really good at the math needed to train or run models, AI models, as opposed to the CPU.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just don't put your refrigerator magnet on your hard drive. Okay. So cool thing about this case is it's got a bunch of external options here. You got 3 different sides worth of glass, and this perspective right here is perfect because you can see it comes with an automatically installed anti-sag bracket, which is great for those heavier cards. Paul, you handled that card. How do you feel when it comes to weight-wise, and do you think we're going to need to utilize that bracket?
We will not need to utilize it. I don't even know if this card is long enough for this build. If it is, we'll use it, but I don't think it is. It's a small enough card, we won't need one.
What's the advantage to using for $50? This is a 5070, yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So why do some companies expand or extend the size of the card when they're making their own variant?
The idea is a larger surface area for a larger cooler, which means better cooling, so it can run out.
To slaughter. To slaughter or not to slaughter?
Whoa. With this
I'll
card,
tell you
you
what's-
can. All
tell you what's
of
funny.
those video games.
You can't spell manslaughter without the word laughter.
True.
Silicon One. Welcome. Bienvenido. Bienvenido. Ruh-roh, poltergeists are flunking the feet again? Oh no. You guys been playing through Saints Row games and I've been having to do some fixes for them to run? Yeah, I hear that. Oh my god. First of all, Saints Row 4, dubstep gun, best weapon ever. Hands down, next to Mr. Toots from
What?
Shoot, what was the name of the game? Red Faction. Red Faction. It's the second Red Faction game. Red Faction is Mr. Toots. Yeah, right. But it was only available in the second Red Factions game. And I literally have downloaded every single advertising video of that. It's just the most hilariously inappropriate thing I've ever seen on a piece in a game, and I love it. I remember every second of it. Let's see here. Foxtrot mentions DLSS is a form of AI. You have to be careful with frame generation. It looks good, but isn't always great for precision needed in competitive gaming. Paul mentions Ruh-roh, poltergeists are borking the feet again. Yes.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to the darkness.
There we go. Now, we got our 3 fans in the bottom. We got 3 fans on the top, 1 fan on the back. We got pretty much everything ready to go. So, what I would love to do is take a moment and take you all on a really crazy adventure to show you how you can get your hands on a PC like this or even more. At CLXGaming.com, we do our best to make sure that you have the PC of your dreams. It's going to do exactly what you need it to do, and it's going to do it because of the reasons you need it to do it. You've got so many different options with us. Now, we've got everything from small form factors to large, so 4 different grades. And you can get some, actually, they're really small. We've got open loop, so that means you can actually have an open liquid cooling function in there. When you get here, you've got all the options on the cases, and that includes case designs, because some of the cases are designed, as you can tell. The Oracle build, yeah. You can definitely check that, and there is 2 different tabs right there. There is standard and then open shipping, open cooling. But yeah, look at that. Those designs, love it. We've got all of the things you might want to put into a PC as well, whether you want to have Intel or AMD, Radeon, NVIDIA. We even have stuff for the Intel graphics processor, whose name I just forgot because I'm having a stroke. Now, you can't screw this up. And here's why. Notice how the little button that was green above me is now yellow? So in this example, we've got a GPU that is needing much more power than the PSU that we've selected. So what the system's going to do is say, okay, either you can choose one of these power supplies that'll work with that graphics card, or you're going to have to choose one of these graphics cards that work with that power supply. Once you resolve the issue, it goes all the way back to green, and you are good to go. Love it. So on the core page, you've got your options for your RAM, your operating system drives, secondary drives, cable mods. Oh my god, cable mods. I have cable mods in mine. I love it. I have the all white ones, which is rad. And then you've got the Foundry. Foundry is another fun thing. Uh-oh. All conflict. So this is where you get to choose how you cool the system with an AIO. So we've got many different manufacturers, many different varieties and styles. And what's best about that is you get to choose how you want it to look yourself. We can also on this page select upgraded thermal paste for your AIO pump. We can also overclock your GPU. We can overclock your CPU. We can overclock both of them. I know, it's amazing. And then jumping over to the accessories area, this is where it gets really, really fun. Okay, so accessories is where you can pick up things like this amazing t-shirt. Our hoodies that you've seen us wear, our windbreakers, and hats. And I'll be honest, the knit cap, that winter cap, is so unbelievably warm. I love it. That is my thing. That's my thing. But this is also a one-stop shopping center for all things PC. You want a keyboard? Guess what? We got keyboards. You want mice? We've got mice. I mean, we have mouses. I don't know. Game controllers. We have headphones, which is great because you need to hear your stuff. We have microphones. That includes Beacon mics and Beacon mix creates. That is a streamer's joy right there. It is an incredibly powerful tool for managing your stream, especially that when you're dealing with so many different inputs and scenes and whatnot. It's great. We got speakers. We got monitors. And then we have routers and chairs, along with everything else in the middle. So, I know that sounds really overwhelming. So let me just go ahead and preface this. If you're not really into I don't want to have to build all my own stuff, cool. We've got a section called the Ready to Ship, or our RTS section. The Ready to Ship section comes in 4 different flavors. You've got entry level, mid-range, high performance, and ultra high performance. These 4 ranges give you a little bit of an idea as to what the cost is going to be for the elements that you need. It also gives you a framework in case you're like, all right, I didn't know what to start, but I'll start with this and then take this off or add this or remove this or trade that. It's all right there and it's easy peasy, ready to go. And all of those systems have already been built right there in the same warehouse. They've been tested right there in the same warehouse and they are ready to go. And who knows, that home might just be with you. So for all your future PC needs, head on over to clxgaming.com and see what we can do for you. My God, that looks... How did that happen?
All right, so we're just waiting on that to load.
Sorry.
We're going to put this on. Seems like it's taking...
My water bottle just peed on me.
If it loads up there, pull that panel off.
Now, okay, can you, real quick, while you've got the front off, I'll point out that screen, the AIO screen.
Oh, yeah. So you can see it right here. Now,
It's
we do have a
so
graphic
cool, dude.
that's going to load, but it does have to boot all the way into Windows to get that up there. So I'm a little disappointed that it's not already there, but it might pop up in a sec.
It'll get there. In the meantime, we have the Oracle, a design brought to you by
The darkest side of your fear.
And we will pray to God that we don't have nearly as many issues with aliens or ghosts in the next month. I can't say that we won't, though, because we usually always attract weirdos. It's fun. So, now that you've seen it turned on and ready to go, this is great. I love the fact that you're going to be able to see through the glass. You're going to see that logo once it gets started. It is an incredible item. Can we take a look at the backside as well?
Yeah.
Check it out. It's like tarot.com. For your tarot cards, head on over clxgaming.com. Just kidding. We don't sell cards. But again, this design is fantastic. If it wasn't for the fact that I had to connect cables to it, I'd just put it on a Lazy Susan and spin it in circles. All right. So with that being said, we've already lit it up.
Yeah, we might have to look at it. I don't know.
Cartoon.
We'll turn the lights
Now,
off. It'll start glowing.
There we go. One thing to cover is what I mentioned when I said all of these systems are tested. What does that mean?
So that means the S system is going to go into testing after this, and we'll load the first thing we do in testing is get to the BIOS of the machine. We'll make sure our RAM speed is set correctly, look at all of our storage drives, make sure those are showing up, and then we'll load the system from there. So we load the operating system, and then after that's loaded, we stress test it for 12 hours. Now the operating system is the only thing we put on these machines. You're not going to get any extra bloatware that you don't want, just a fresh install of Windows or whatever OS you picked. So yeah, and then after it's loaded, 12-hour burn-in, make sure it's reliable and you don't have any issues at home.
Real quick, Swish Pro Noob, welcome in. Glad to have you here. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's been here. I like lots of pieces. Is that etched glass? Is it etched or printed?
Printed.
Printed. But you can tell people it's etched and they won't know the difference. There we go. And how much is it for this PC?
Well, I'm not exactly sure on the price on this, but you can customize them however you want. So the price is going to fluctuate based on what you decide to put inside of it.
You can get you a
Yeah.
9070 XT. You can get you a 5090 Astral.
Nice.
Or an Intel
so I
Core.
finally even asked if there's going to be an after show today. There's actually not going to be an after show today. So with all that being said, I was just trying to stall to see if that thing loads up the graphics. I really want to see it.
It should have loaded by now.
Yeah.
Well, it's being see Oracle. Many different
the
ways
beginning
to
of
cause
spooky
many different
season.
problems that nobody else experiences. Got it. So, this show happens on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays starting at 10 a.m. Pacific. That is 1 Eastern. And you can find us on Tuesdays here at Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. On Thursdays, we're exclusively over on TikTok. You don't want to miss that. As far as keeping up with the latest and greatest of all the things that are CLX Gaming, head over to our socials. That is YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Threads at CLX Gaming. You want to jump into a Discord group with a bunch of like-minded PC enthusiasts and gaming nerds like me? It is discord.gg/CLX Gaming. And yeah, with that being said, huge shout out and thank you to Zach and Kyle in production. And on behalf of those two plus Paul and Zach, Jason and Kyle in production.
I'm not a producer.
See, Oracle already is having issues. Paul, on behalf of Paul and Zach, I'm DJ LuPDX. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time right here at CLX Gaming.
Arriba there, Chase.